Look at that sun here between these two big palm trees. Fighting to come out through the clouds. No reflection on the water yet. The cloud is hampering that. But look, isn't that beautiful? There comes the sun. The joy every morning of a new day. A whole new panorama for our senses. A whole plan for our imagination. A whole treasure of memories from yesterday and last week and the year before and the decade before and all of our lives. We are so endowed, even as the sun goes behind the clouds. Hardly visible at all unless we zoom in well. Like a pizza that somebody took a slice out of it. Or a pita, but you usually break a pita, you don't cut out a section. Looks like a helmet now for a football player. And somebody's out there in the water, coming back in. Who knows how long they have been out there. Each one pursuing their task and their goal. I faintly hear the music up there that last night was incredibly loud. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with my good friend Moshe, who's been an acquaintance now for the last couple of years, walking up and down here. And we had a little chat yesterday morning, and he thought it wasn't fair that they were so loud. Maybe he talked to them. I'm curious to know that. I'm going to sit down here for a moment. So that boat that looked very dark is actually a nice yellow. They're not fishermen, don't worry. Many times the pilgrims and tourists ask if they're fishermen, but they're just recreational fun boats. And they're mostly local people. And it's Shabbat, it's the weekend. I noticed two pilgrims out there. Ah, look at the birds are migrating. Interesting. These two ladies who were swimming there just pointed out to me. Can we see the birds? Actually, they're dancing up there in the sky. Can you see them? Oh yeah, there we are. I think I have maximum zoom. Oh look, we can get more here in this light. They seem to be having a fun time doing some ritual there. Swirling around, celebrating the sunrise. That's good. If I kept walking, I wouldn't have seen them because they're very high up. The lady had to say 2 or 3 times to me, look up, look up. Sometimes we have to be told to look up to see a new perspective on life, to discover great treasures. We got very wonderful readings today. Many of the lines are powerful on their own. There's one that's very, very striking for me that has left a big echo in my life for a long time. I want to get the exact line for you here. What do you possess that you have not received? What do you possess that you have not received? The guy that owns that boat received it. He didn't make it, almost for sure. I doubt it. And if he did make it, he didn't make the engine. Or he didn't make the rudder, or he didn't make the plastic, or whatever it is, the fiberglass that built it. And he didn't make the lake and the opportunity to swim here, and to sail here, and to ply his boat here. What have you received that you did not? What do you possess that you have not received? Tell me. We received the wheel from previous generations a long, long time ago. We received engines from people who worked and developed them a long, long time ago. We received electricity through those who developed it a long time ago. And that raises a question for me. What are we going to give to the next generation? What's our gift? What's your gift? Wow, the water's getting really noisy here. I guess that's the waves from the boat, or from the boats crashing in here. I'm impressed with the noise they're making. And that came from the boats, as far as I know. So what have you received? What do you possess you have not received? And that becomes a great key to discerning the purpose of our life, because we're not just receivers, we're also capable of giving. So then everything I have is a gift in a way to be given further on. Just notice that our capers are back. These were completely gone from here. And now they're back again. And there are little capers coming. Look at this. See the little buds that you have with your fish? It's amazing. The gardener often cuts these away from here, I think, and then they come back because some of the root stays there. What do you possess that you have not received? So we live in an incredible network of benefaction, people who do good things, benefactors, factor comes from facere, to do. We have the word factory is from there, to make, to a place to make things. Benefactor, one who does good things, bene, good, benevolent, bene. So we have a great inheritance of good. And if we go beyond the immediate giver, the guy who sold you the car and provided you with good service, he didn't make the car either because he got it from somebody else. And nobody made the iron or the iron ore, let's go that far. And at the end of the day, we have a huge giver. Behind every gift is a giver. And everything is given. Given us. And the greatest gift given to us are the people around us. And we're also given to them. We're a neighbor given to our neighbors. We're a fellow driver on the freeway and the roads to our other fellow drivers. And we're given to them, to take care of them, to respect them, to protect their lives. Isn't that wonderful to live in this world as given and as a gift to others? So much gift. It really opens up a huge vein of marvelous exploration and of quality of life. We're not slaves, we're gifts. And that's what happened yesterday with the story of Onesimus. And Paul asks Philemon to take him back as a brother. He was given to him now as a brother. He had bought him years earlier as a slave. And then he had discovered faith, and the slave ran away. And now Paul is returning this slave who is now baptized and a member of Christ's body. And he's being given back as a brother, not as a slave. And Onesimus is coming back to his master not as a slave, but as a brother and as a servant. In the style of Jesus, servant leadership. We're here to serve. Because we've been given so much, I want to serve you. I've heard of beautiful romantic relationships where the fiancé formulates his proposal by saying, would you accept that I be your servant for your entire life? Obviously, there'll be days when feelings might change and it mightn't be that easy and romantic to say, I will serve you all the days of my life. But what a way to conceive mutual relationships. And that's one of the reasons why when at a gas station somebody pumps the gas, and even if you give them a tip, which maybe not everybody does, even if you give them a tip, there's still something missing to say thank you. A tip is some money, which is an expression of spiritual appreciation. But to say thank you, coming from the core of our heart, to look into the person's eyes and say thank you for putting my groceries in the bag, for helping me take them out to the car, for even having them there in the shop stacked up so neatly. Thank you. Thank you. There are a ton of other marvelous lines in the readings today, but maybe we leave that so for today. And we'll deal with more of them in the Mass this evening. And a little word now on Instagram. God bless you. There's so much to explore in life. Such great treasure and gift. See you later, alligators. We did get our piece of sunshine today, so that was great. And we finish off with a little guy out here, like a canoe with his paddles in the distance. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. See you later, alligators.